Philip Seymour Hoffman is a highly acclaimed actor whose work has proven his ability to play a huge array of characters. These days, he's one of the most recognisable faces in cinema, but for a long time, he had to settle for minor roles. However, minor or major, his roles are always standouts, and he works very hard on his performance. In fact, when talking about film, Hoffman says it's less about enjoying the process and more about just putting in the hard work.
I don't think you ever stop worrying about certain things. You know, every job's different, you know, and people are different, and you always want to do well. So it's always, you know, I mean, you're always on your toes. You know, I'm more confident about what to expect about how to shoot a film and what goes into shooting a film and those things. But ultimately, you run into the same problems all the time. You know, acting isn't like riding a bicycle. It's not something you can just do because you've done it before. It's something you have to relearn every time you do it, so there's always that.
Hoffman credits Scent of a Woman as the movie that launched his career because at the time he was working in a deli, and since that role opposite Al Pacino, he's never had to take another non-acting job ever. Wow. After Scent of a Woman, he was offered a raft of minor roles in movies like The Getaway, Twister and The Big Lebowski, but the lead roles remained elusive. That was until Flawless with Robert De Niro. Hoffman played a transvestite in the lead role, and from that moment on, offers came pouring in.
When this role came up and the Talented Mr. Ripley came up and I was doing them at the same time, and I knew I had to do Magnolia after that and everything, and I remember thinking, God, it's a lot. And I remember also thinking, well, you're supposed to do this now. You know, a single guy living in a one-bedroom apartment in New York, and this is what you're supposed to do now.
In The Talented Mr. Ripley, Hoffman played wealthy playboy Freddie Miles in a role that was hand-picked for him by director Anthony Minghella.
Anthony Minghella got in touch with me, you know, and it's Anthony Minghella. He wanted me to be in it. He just wanted me to play it. He didn't ask me to audition or anything. And it was very exciting. And then I heard the script. It's a great script. Great script. So I was like, yeah. I mean, really, it's a no-brainer, really.
In his career, Hoffman has played humble religious men and excessive party boys, gay characters and straight, vicious thugs and caring nurturers. In fact, his depth of range is phenomenal, but he has worked very hard to get there.
Oh, it's very hard work. You know, no. You gotta be very specific, you know, and it's something that you gotta kind of fool your conscience into going along with you know what I mean? And also just the acting out of it with the other person, the give and the take will help you also. And no, acting is not like, all right, now I'm gonna act a character.
So when they roll tape on a scene, he's prepared and ready to work. But there's plenty of downtime on a set, and that's when he can relax.
Acting sometimes I wouldn't categorize as fun, but hanging out on sets can be a lot of fun. You know, there's a difference, you know. But I have a good time on sets, so with hanging out and working with other people. I have a lot of good times, a lot of fun doing that.
It may have been a slow start filled with minor roles, but in 2006, Hoffman had well and truly arrived. His subtle performance as the softly spoken, eccentric writer Truman Capote won him a Golden Globe, BAFTA and an Oscar, as well as 20 other awards. Hoffman, however, remained quite calm with all the attention.
Start with 114 and then we'll go to
This is like an auction.
182.
$10,000, the Oscar.
When you were doing this film, did you think this is the role, this is the one that's gonna win me something? Or that this one stands out for me?
No, I've never thought of a role as an award role. If I thought that way, I'd be a pretty miserable person, I think. If I was making choices based on if it was a role that was gonna bring me something. You can't make choices in life like that. I don't think you can, not when you're in an art form, and that's how I see it. So I just saw the role as an opportunity that was going to be a great one and a great challenge.
Once you did the picture, once you had already done the performance, was there ever a time?
Same thing. You're still caught in the world of, you know, watching it and scrutinizing it and everything like that.
Hoffman's always said he didn't become an actor for the fame, awards or celebrity. It was for the money. All right, he didn't say the bit about the money. He's always been a very understated actor. In fact, even in Victory, he's humble about his achievements. The movie Capote was nominated for 5 Oscars. The only win went to him personally, but he was cautious not to hog the limelight.
We're all incredibly grateful, you know, and happy. And what I was more actually, what I'm trying to say is, what was special, what was different and unique on the day we found out about the nominations was that the film and the director were nominated, you know, and that was pretty special. That was pretty exciting, you know. I had already been given enough by that point, you know, so I was pretty sated, you know. But that was very exciting for the movie. He was very, very, very happy.
So he got the accolades, but true to form, he wasn't shy about acknowledging the difficulty he had in getting there. His performance was built on hard work, and he was happy to say so.
It all caused problems. It was all problematic. You had to make the whole thing work. Like I was saying, you can't just do the voice. Well, actually, I'm not that good at mimicking people anyway. I'm pretty bad at it. And learning accents takes me forever and everything. That's just something that's true about me.
Also true was that Hoffman was well and truly on Hollywood's radar. In 2007, Hoffman played in not less than 3 films: Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, The Savages, and Charlie Wilson's War with Tom Hanks. He received awards for all 3 films, as well as a second Oscar nomination for Charlie Wilson's War. Those that worked with him on The Savages couldn't speak highly enough of him.
Phil Hoffman and I, you know, that just fell together just easy, easy, easy. I mean, we get along very, very well, and it's easy and it's wonderful, and we have a lot of the same philosophies about work and what we hope work will do and be, and how we, you know, we're sort of cut from the same cloth in a lot of ways.
He's just an astonishing artist, and he's so meticulous and so like no rock goes unturned in lots of ways. I mean, he's just really thoughtful, and more than any actor I've ever seen, not that I'm, you know, Sidney Lumet and have made a million movies with every actor on the planet, but he just has a sort of special, a unique gift, I think, in that. And maybe it's because he also directs theater and stuff, so he has a kind of bird's eye view. He's got the microcosm, he's got the like experiential, emotional view, which all actors do because they have to be present in the moment, and it's this, you know. But then he also has this, like, it's like a third eye that's kind of watching everything, you know, what's happening on the outside. He's not just lost inside of his own thing, but of course he can do that, and he can disappear into what he's doing, but he has this kind of peripheral vision about the big picture.
For Hoffman, one of the attractions to this film was that it portrays life as it really is. No Hollywood beat-up, it's messy, raw and real.
I don't think, you know, Tamara's trying to, you know, send you out on a downslide, but I do think she's trying to send you out with, you know, you just watched a real story about real people, and those usually end. They kind of end, and hopefully people have a chance or an opportunity, or they've learned something, but what that is, who knows? It's up to the viewer.
In 2008, Hoffman received another Oscar nomination for his role as a priest accused of abuse in Doubt. The film's left open for the viewer's interpretation.
Well, I don't think I mean, there's an opinion to be made, but I think it's about many other things. I think it'll cause a discussion about many things. Yeah, of course, you want to make a film where people walk out of it, hopefully don't forget it the minute they walk out, you know.
After a lot of dramatic roles, Hoffman got On Board, The Boat That Rocked, an all-star comedy about a pirate radio station out at sea. For audiences, it proved he could easily handle comedy as well. And for him, it was a nice break from much heavier material.
You know, there's not a lot of emotional work you're going to be doing that has to do with any kind of grief or any feelings like that. That it is a more jubilant atmosphere, you know, and so yeah, I think the pressure was off in that way. But You know, we knew we had to have a good time together. We knew we had to enjoy each other's company. That was one of the more important things.
Come here. One question.
All his success has done little to change his personal life. He hardly lives the Hollywood Hills life.
I still live in the same neighborhood I did before. I still basically have the same friends I did before. I still basically want to go to the same places and eat and walk wherever I want to go, take the subway, you know, whatever. I still do all that stuff. I still run this theater company that pays me no money and that makes no money. I still, you know, get involved in the theater wherever I can, if it's for money or not for money. And so those are all the same things. But yes, there's mistakes I've made in my career, and from them I've learned lessons, you know, that I can't do it on my own, so I better hire an assistant, you know, all that stuff, you know what I mean? And to make sure that no one says things that I don't want to be heard and stuff like that, you know. So.
He's the star that broke the Hollywood mould. Philip Seymour Hoffman doesn't have any of the physical hallmarks of a stereotypical leading man, but he's proven himself time and time again with Oscar-winning lead performances and memorable supporting roles. Stay tuned to Star Picks for all the movies you know and the actors you love, broadcast in glorious high definition with 5.1 surround sound where available. For more of the best in entertainment news, check out your Movie Network channels. It's altogether better, on screen and at mnc.tv.